Democrats are moving to expel the embattled and eccentric Republican Congressman George Santos. George Santos has been under fire because he appears to have lied about everything in his past and defrauded a lot of people. And there was a House ethics investigation, and it's not looking good for the guy. And, anyway, here's their argument.
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Clause 2A1 of Rule 9, I rise to give notice of my intent to raise a question of the privileges of the House. The form of the resolution is as follows. House Resolution 114, resolved that pursuant to Article 1, Section 5, Clause 2 of the Constitution of the United States, Representative George Santos be, and he hereby is, expelled from the House of Representatives. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
We have to expel him. And why do we have to expel George Santos from our nation's highest legislative body? Well, he lied, apparently, about his ethnic background. He used a funny phrase, a phrase that I used too. He said he was Jew-ish, but there doesn't seem to be evidence that he's Jewish. Okay. Has any other member of the lower or upper chamber of the United States Congress ever done such a thing? Does that ring a bell at all? Would someone who was 1028th Native American, would anyone like that ever remain a sitting United States senator? Oh, right. Yeah, the Dems do that. You see, George Santos, he took money inappropriately. Oh, yeah. Do you think any Democrat would ever do that? Hey, let's check Nancy Pelosi's portfolio. How's that looking? She made a lot of money for being in government her whole life. Let's go further. Let's check Bob Menendez's portfolio. Bob Menendez, New Jersey Democrat senator. He's still there, right? Why? Wait, hold on. But we got to kick out George Santos? That seems a little strange. The problem with criticizing George Santos is not that he's innocent. He's not. It's not that he didn't commit serious crimes. He did. I mean, he appears to have committed fraud. I and Dante, the divine poet, consider fraud to be basically the worst sin you can possibly commit. Defrauding, betraying one's benefactors is the sort of thing that in Dante's Divine Comedy gets you put into the mouth of Satan in the river Cocytus, being gnawed by the chief of the devils for all of eternity. So, that's bad. The problem is that the Democrats do all the same stuff. So I'm not saying I would endorse the guy to run again. I'm not saying I'm going to send him a campaign donation. Certainly not. I don't want my identity stolen. But why would I call on him to resign when the Democrats get away with all the same stuff with impunity at a much higher level for a much longer time? The only reason that the libs are going after DeSantos, not DeSantis, he's a good guy. The reason they're going after Santos is because we have a very slim Republican majority in the House, and they think if they can whittle away at that, then it's going to be easier to stop the Republicans from obstructing Biden's agenda. That's all it's about. And so for that reason, it's going to come up for a vote, maybe up for a vote already today. And I think it would be crazy for Republicans to vote to expel him. I agree that he deserves to be expelled. I'm not in any way defending Santos for the crimes that he would seem quite obviously to have committed. But they're not throwing him out of Congress for the crimes he's committed. They're throwing him out of Congress in a really cynical political ploy, and they're not throwing out their own members who have done similar things. So no, I think every Republican should vote to keep Santos in office. The reason in particular is that he says he won't run for office again. So this is merely about this Congress. It's a 2-year term. It's not going to be going on for much longer. He'll be out of office soon enough. Maybe then a Republican will have a chance to mount a strong campaign. But if you kick out Santos now, if the Democrats do muster enough Republicans to have a 2/3 vote to expel, then there's going to be a special election in New York and some Dem is going to replace him. Most likely. Why would we do that? Why do Republicans always willingly just hand over power to Democrats on some mistaken understanding of principle that is really no principle at all? Right now, go to shopbeam.com/Knowles. The holidays are here. The last thing that you need during this busy time of year is to miss out on a great night's sleep. That is why our team loves Beam's Dream Powder. Beam's Dream Powder contains a powerful all-natural blend of ingredients, including magnesium L-theanine. It is not just your run-of-the-mill sleep aid. It is a concoction carefully crafted to help you slip into the sweet embrace of rest without the grogginess that often accompanies other sleep remedies. Sleep is the foundation of our mental and physical health. You must have a consistent nighttime routine to function at your best. Today, our listeners get a special discount on Beam's Dream Powder, their best-selling hot cocoa for sleep with no added sugar. Now available in delicious flavors like cinnamon cocoa, chocolate peanut butter, and mint chip. Better sleep has never tasted better. Just mix Beam Dream into hot water or milk, stir or froth, and enjoy before bedtime. Ooh, sounds cozy. If you find yourself battling the bedtime blues, give it a shot. Your weary self will thank you. Try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder. Take advantage of their biggest sale of the year. Get up to 50% off for a limited time when you go to shopbeam.com/Knowles. Discount is auto-applied at checkout. No code necessary. That is shopbeam.com/Knowles, Knowles, for 50% off. A newborn baby was surrendered to and safely retrieved from a baby box in Indiana. I've covered baby boxes on this show before. Baby boxes are this kind of silly but really important innovation in public policy, which is for people who have a baby but don't want the baby, instead of leaving it outside at a fire department where it could die of exposure, instead of throwing it in a trash can, which happens, instead of killing the baby, you just surrender the baby to a nice, warm, climate-controlled box where the baby will then be accepted anonymously and then given to an adoptive couple that actually wants to take care of the baby. And so far, this year, 7 babies have been surrendered in Indiana alone. In these baby boxes, 16 across the country. And this is a very new policy. It's not in a lot of places. I met the guy actually who pioneered this idea. The baby will likely be adopted by a family within 30 to 45 days. This is really beautiful stuff. You know, there are 7 babies in the state of Indiana. There's 7 human beings who will look back one day and say, wow, that policy is responsible for me being alive, most likely. Wow. That's a reminder that that the law is a teacher, that politics can shape human behavior, of course, that laws will, of course, shape human behavior. And they have very, very practical, tangible effects. It's not just, the economic forecasts 30 years into the future. It's, hey, is that human being going to be alive, or is that human being going to be killed as a baby? What's it going to be? We're incarnate creatures. It's a reminder. How many people commit more horrible crimes because of shame? Think about that. This woman who surrendered her baby didn't want to keep the baby, might have felt some shame that she got knocked up. In other circumstances, if that baby box were out there, she might have killed the baby, disposed of the baby, which is a far more heinous crime than sleeping out of wedlock or something. But a lot of people do that, and so we in our public policy we need to account for that, and we can pass laws to change behavior, change the view of the value of human life. Boy, what a great clip that was now. Hey. Hold up. Hey. Did you ring that bell? Subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.